So welcome everybody. It is Sunday, October 24th, 2021, and this is the Q&A section of our Sunday Morgellons call. And we are going to hear from a bunch of people. Okay, let's go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Donna.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, it's Donna Mae. It's Donna Mae. That's my first name. And I'm from Colorado, and I just want to say that after 20 years of this disease of Morgellons, and I have tried diet before, in fact, was very close to your diet. The only thing I was doing is having oils. And since I have been totally off oil and only using butter, I am amazed at how wonderfully this diet has worked. And I am just really, really pleased with the outcome. In fact, today I am almost completely clear. And this is 20 years of really very bad suffering of this disease. And I really tried everything, have been to all kinds of dermatologists and doctors, and of course I'm crazy, like the rest of us. But Richard, you have really opened up a new world for me, and I am very grateful. I didn't need to lose weight before I started your diet, but I have lost a few pounds since then also. So all the way around, I think I'm healthier than I was before using the diet. Sometimes hungrier, but healthier.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that. Your check is in the mail. we love to hear success, and we love to have you share it because there are so many people. I mean, 20 years of suffering. I mean, I was lucky. I only went through about 2 years before I got onto the diet and started my trek back to living. But 20 years, doctor after doctor. And wow, you were so close. Just the oils. I mean,
yes.
And like Robin said in the last segment, there are a lot of healthy diets out there. A lot of healthy diets, but they ain't the King diet. They ain't going to give you the results. And I want to thank you for confirming that, Donna Mae. Thank you so much for the bottom of my heart. And everyone else on this call who thinks that maybe the diet can be tweaked or worked around or fudged somehow. It can't.
There is one thing that I didn't find on your diet either way, and that was turnips. And I had a half a turnip a week ago, and I was very sorry I did. So turnips are not good
really?
for me. Yes.
Good.
And
well, that's the important thing. As I say, make the diet work. For most people, I imagine turnips are going to be okay. But, you know, for instance, I would think Brussels sprouts would be okay, but they're not. I would think carrots would be okay, but they're not. Peas, no good. But turnips, I would think, be all right. But, yes, you have to figure out if the diet hasn't kicked in. When the diet kicks in, it's like night and day difference. It's like you go from 100% itching and biting to 5% or less. It's like you go from waking up every 20, 30 minutes to sleeping 5 or 6 hours. It's amazing. Yeah. So, and it's worth it. Yeah. It's the key, the crux to this program. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
641.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Keep coming back.
Hello. This is Brandy Lee from Southern California. Just want to say thank you, Richard and Robin and Chris. Oh my goodness, I'm 3 weeks on the King diet, and I received all of my supplementals, the oils, a night and day difference. Oh my goodness, I've been suffering for over 6 years. So, and I'm only on chapter 3 of the book because of the. Yes.
Wow.
Did you
ever think, after 6 years, did you ever think that 3 weeks would make a difference?
No, I did not.
You didn't think anything would make a difference, did you?
No, because I am in 30 years of the medical field studying. I was studying to be a physician assistant, and 30 years in medical billing and management. I went through doctor to doctor. I've done a medical journaling of my own things, trial and error, and nothing would work. But this works if you work it.
That's right. That's great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I got my signed
Thank you.
copy of the book from Richard, so thank you so much. I'm so grateful for your impassioned endeavor and being a trailblazer for us, because without that, I'd be lost.
I appreciate your appreciation. You know, Robin and I are here, and when Ethel joins us, and Sandra, and our other coaches, Nick and Megan and Anna, we're here for one reason, and that is for all of you to say, because of you guys, I hung in there and I stuck with it and I made it work and I got my life back. That's why we're here.
And I so appreciate it, because it is. I have a determination to succeed, to get my life back, because life is so precious. It's a gift, so we must enjoy the present each and every day.
Yes, every day brings us an opportunity to either experience hell or something good. And even when we experience hell, that doesn't mean the next day is going to be hell. There can be relief down the pipe. It's just a matter of getting the diet to kick in, making the diet your slave. The diet is your slave. You need to make it work.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm not the person that's going to complain, because the diet has worked wonders for me, but I have a question for you about bathing.
Sure.
I found that Cool Shock along with the essential oils has really helped me, but I was thinking about trying the apple cider vinegar, and I didn't know if I could use Cool Shock and apple cider vinegar.
No, don't mix them. Don't mix them. It mixes up the chemistry and nullifies both of them. Makes them both impotent.
But they do different things, and I really recommend the apple cider vinegar.
Okay, well maybe I'll alternate. But I have one comment.
Yeah, alternate, but don't mix them.
Okay, I will do that. The other
okay,
thing
Mary, thank you.
I'm dealing with springtails, and they're very resistant, and I have found that they love paper towels.
Right.
So
you don't want to leave the paper towels out. You keep them in a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag, except when you use them. And you spray everything with, there's an organic pesticide called Garden Safe Fungicide 3. It's a miticide pesticide and one other thing, and it's 70% neem oil, and it kills springtails. You can mix up, you can buy the concentrated spray everywhere in your house and outside. You can get the kind that attaches to a hose and spray all around the outside of your house as well.
You can get it at Lowe's.
Does it have any kind of smell? Because I know neem oil's fantastic, but it stinks to the high heavens.
Well, it does smell a little bit, but, you know, I grew to love the smell of neem oil and the absence of springtails.
Right. Can you give me the name again? I'm sorry, I'm trying to write it down. Garden Safe?
Garden Safe is the brand. It's called Fungicide and then the number 3. They have it at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. There's been a shortage of it. I think a lot of people have been using it this year. I don't know why, but yeah, it works really well. Works really well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have to unmute myself.
Tony?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
I have a question.
Hi.
I'm still. I have a question, so I guess I'm one of those that are resistant to change. I'm still getting at times during the day when these little flying insects like to attack me. And I've been spraying with electrostatic sprayer whenever I notice them become inactive, and I'm now up to like 3 to 4 times a day. I've got the ozone generator on my shopping list, so I'm going to complete that today. Hopefully that helps. But I was thinking about the diet, and I'm eating a lot of brown rice, and I wondered, could it be that I'm eating too much brown rice, and that's sort of defeating purpose?
Some people are sensitive to rice in the beginning. I found that the only rice I could eat was basmati rice because it's got the lowest sugar content. And I could only eat very small quantities at first. Now rice is a staple of my diet, and I can overeat rice without any reaction. But yeah, there's all different kinds of rice, and some have more sugar than others. Basmati was the only one that worked for me, and some people have found that they have to eat rice in the morning and not in the evening. I mean, you just got to try different things and figure it out.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm like craving carbohydrates. And
right, well, and you can also buy spelt flour and make your own spelt bread. There's some super easy recipes in the book.
I like your idea about the spelt matzahs. I've been eating a box of those every once in a while.
Butter is really good, and it's very low in everything that would bother you.
Okay. Well, I'll try to stop eating so much rice at once. Or, like you said, try earlier in the day, because I end up like eating late at night, so maybe that's part of it.
Just keep a diary and figure out what works.
Yes, I was just asking about the springtails, and she was, what can I spray the vehicle with? Because I see them when I get in there and I hit myself, I see them flying out.
Right, the same thing that you spray in the house. You can use the fungicide garden, fungicide 3, or you can use the electrostatic sprayer and an enzyme cleaner or a disinfectant. You can use all of those in the car as well.
Okay, because I know alcohol does.
The one thing that often is forgotten, and I didn't know about until several months ago, and that is the ventilation system has a filter in it. It's called the cabin filter, and you'd want to get that changed. It's located behind the glove box in most cars.
And a mechanic.
And that filter can house these organisms.
If you don't
Who's
want
next?
to, there's videos on YouTube. Each brand of car has a specific kind of filter.
This is Leslie. May I go now?
Yes.
Sure.
And I want to mention about your sulfur soap, because in your book, which I read over a year ago, it talked about going to the pharmacy and seeing if you could get sulfur buds or something. And I don't remember the specifics from the book, but it was in there. But then I bought your sulfur soap. And what I find is that if I lather on my body with the sulfur soap, wash it off, and then use the debriding soap, either the bar or the liquid, whichever, it is so much more effective than if I'm only doing the debriding soap. So now, when I wash my hair, before I lather it, I do the sulfur soap first because it seems to kill something, and then I do the Nature's Gift soap, as the second thing. Wow. And I just wanted to mention that because the sulfur soap has really helped a lot.
Yes, sulfur is great.
We love to hear the feedback. We have it in the store, but we don't get a lot of feedback, and I'm very grateful for your feedback.
Well, I now, whenever I'm going to order, I'm going to make sure that I have both, because it's just so much better. I mean, once I got Nature's Gift soap, that was a huge improvement. But when I got the sulfur soap and preceded that with Nature's Gift, then it was a way huge improvement. So since we're talking about bathing, I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents here.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Keep coming back. How are you doing with the program?
Oh.
How are you doing with the program? Yes.
What I have found, there's something called, your book calls it a caveman diet. It's also called Paleo Diet. So what I have to be grain-free. If I have rice, I'm going to have trouble. I used to have spelt all the time, but when I went grain-free, I also went gluten-free, and now I can't have spelt either. So for me, the grain-free piece is a huge piece to helping me get over Lyme, etc. So,
well, you know that spelt has much less gluten than other grains, and it also digests differently.
I did spelt for 20 years, but what happened was I had chronic Lyme, and I wasn't getting better, even though I was seeing someone at an alternative.
Right, but the spelt that you did, did you make your own? Did it have sugar? Did it have honey? Did it have other ingredients?
I'm not done. I could answer that, but I wasn't done with what I was saying.
Sorry.
So for 20 years, I had done spelt bread. Either I make it into something, a quick bread myself, like muffins, or I buy it from a bakery here that was very holistic. But once I went onto a grain-free diet, as in no grains, no rice, no spelt, no anything, then I started to get better from Lyme. So, and since I did that, now if I have spelt, I start to get a bit of an asthma attack. So my body is not ready to go back to spelt yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very glad you shared that, because I always say make the diet work for you, and that's what you did. You found that grains are a problem, and you got rid of them. For most people, they're not an issue, but for some people, they are an issue. For some people, eggs are an issue. For some people, coffee is an issue. So make the diet work for you. Figure it out, and you've done that. And I thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm on the call today. I'm muting now. Thanks so much.
How about other sulfur-based supplements like MSM, DMSO, sulfur-based homeopathics? Any suggestions?
You're asking about DSMO as a supplement?
Other sulfur-based supplements, like MSM or
sulfur
DMSO.
Supplements?
Yeah, other sulfur supplements, yeah.
I really don't have any take on them. If they're a benefit, then they don't have any offending ingredients. That's fine. What we do is and I highly recommend organic sulfur, which is MSM. And we have the gel for external use, and we have the capsules for internal use. As far as flowers of sulfur as a supplement, there's no harm in it. It's up to you. If you get benefit from it, that's great.
Okay, and what % of the population would you say are dealing with Morgellons?
What % of the population has Morgellons? Well, welcome to the Twilight Zone. We don't have good data. There are 8.3 people out of 100,000 suffering from Lyme disease. All right, that data, that's at least pretty good data. All right. Now, Morgellons is not diagnosed, so we got to look to other diagnoses. And typically, how many people who have Morgellons get diagnosed as delusional? That's basically 100%. But how many people who are diagnosed as delusional have Morgellons? I mean, there are some other interesting organisms out there that I'm sure get diagnosed as delusional too. In fact, about a month ago, about a month ago, I put out an update about delusions of parasitosis. It was a scientific report. Unfortunately, it was old. It was like 2010, and it was based in Germany. And it had wonderful pictures of Morgellons, and they were talking about Morgellons being delusional and stuff like that. There are no real statistics that tell us how many people out of 100,000 are diagnosed with Morgellons. I mean, delusions of parasitosis. No statistics that I've been able to find. Now,
what's the relationship,
in some counties,
between Lyme disease and Morgellons?
We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, there are some counties that report 3 people out of 100,000 are diagnosed with delusions of parasites. There was a Mayo Clinic guy who suggested that maybe 27 out of 100,000 are diagnosed as delusional. Now, that's a big difference between 3 and 27. We have no idea, but if that guy is right, then 3 times more people have Morgellons than have Lyme disease. Now, when it comes down to Morgellons and Lyme disease, the Strickler and Middleveen, the biologists from Canada, in their studies find that 90% of the people with Morgellons have one of 2 forms of Lyme disease. So, and there are people who say that Morgellons is a tick-borne problem, which, you know, in analyzing all the questionnaires that I have, I've found maybe 2 or 3 people that perhaps it was derived from ticks, but most people it's some form of mite or bed bug or carpet beetles or something else is often the vector, maybe even springtails. So the data, the statistics are really not there to really get a good handle on whether or not Morgellons is maybe a third as bad as Lyme disease or 3 times as bad as Lyme disease, which would make it an epidemic. We don't know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Richard, this is Nikki.
Hi.
I do have a question if you have a minute. I recently have come down with what appears to be like a shingles type of rash on my right side. It's just like in my hip and just my side a little bit. But it's nothing like any, there's no symptoms that even are anything related to what I've had with Morgellons yet. When, you know, I try to gain some knowledge on it, every single article on the internet will attach Lyme, shingles, and Morgellons. Are they one? I mean, do you know, are they related, or is there any association
well, first
with
of all,
Morgellons
how are
and
you
shingles?
doing with the diet? How are you doing with the diet?
Right now I'm on week 6 and I'm 100% miserable. I actually rarely eat. I don't have a stomach, Richard, so there's so little that I pretty much have to do liquids. But I just am not.
What can you eat that's on the diet? What can you eat? Can you eat the protein, meats?
It has to go like in a blender. I don't have a stomach, so I can't digest anything.
Okay, so you can blend up meat, turkey meat, or you can blend up turkey meat or chicken or anything like that.
Some of the stuff is a little bit hard because they did take my gallbladder too. So I have, my food sensitivity is really high, but I have found that I can get an egg down. And just because I'll scramble it real good. And so pretty much I'm drinking my alkaline water with the mineral packets, and I'm living on scrambled egg, and I'm getting by with the food, but I just don't have a lot of nutrients in me. I've always wondered if there was like a smoothie of some sort that anybody who's experienced with this, if they've ever played around with trying to make some kind of like smoothie or anything with the ingredients. But
Well, it seems that that's going to be your challenge. Do you have a blender that you can blend things?
Oh yeah, because that's how I live. Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be your challenge to have the diet kick in and take the vegetables and blend them, blend in meat or whatever you need to, make a soup. I know with some of these blenders, like the expensive blenders, you can make soups in them. What is that?
The bone broth
blender?
I have done.
Okay.
That beef bone broth.
You're going to have to figure out what foods. You're going to have to figure out what foods you can blend and eat, and you want to get some raw onion in there. You want to get some raw scallions, leeks in there. You want to get garlic in there. So you might have a vegetable blend, and you might have a food blend. But that's going to be first. Now, as far as the particular rash, obviously, if it's shingles, our first coach had a couple of bouts with shingles, and she found that generally by applying the nature's gift or spraying the diluted onto it, cut the time in about a third in her getting rid of it.
Okay, I have been doing that with my spray. I've been applying that just with, real lightly to it, and believe it or not, it has taken a lot of it, because it's like, it's awful. It's equivalent to Morgellons. It's that pinprick pain, but they're big blisters, and I've never had anything like this in my life, so I know it's not like the Morgellons. So I was just curious, because like I said, when you do go online, even on YouTube, they just want to associate shingles, Morgellons, Lyme, all together into one lump. So I was just kind of curious, what you knew about that.
Well, like I said earlier, 90%, their own research says that 90% of the Morgellons people have one of two forms of Lyme disease. That's not 100%. Not 100%. Right. It doesn't really matter whether the spirochete is involved or not. The other thing that we're allowed to do, according to the FDA and AMA says we can't diagnose, we don't do that, we don't treat, we don't mitigate, we don't any disease. We are here to educate. Right. So, and one of the things that we do is educate you in the specific supplements that are designed to build health and immune functioning, and that's where our basic Morgellons, our basic Calendula package is really a Lyme package. It's there, and I call it the Lyme package because it's what I used to get my life back. 12 years ago, I was incapacitated. I could barely walk. I had so much pain. I could barely drive my car. I had to use a stick on the gas pedal because it's too painful to put my foot there. I couldn't write my name. I mean, I was a basket case. I was ready for the coffin. And through these supplements that I happened upon, I got my life back. And they've helped many people. I mean, there are many people on this call who have gotten their lives back. We don't talk about Lyme disease. We talk about Morgellons, and they get their lives back. And yet 90% of us have Lyme disease. So if you read my report about Lyme disease, it says, do these things. Our multiple vitamin is specifically designed for Lyme disease. Our minerals, the best in the world. They're completely bioavailable. The sac you dissolve in distilled water, and the minerals disperse. And the best in the world.
I drink those all day, every day.
Max 1 glutathione accelerator. What's that?
those
Max
little
1 glutathione
they
accelerator.
go in my water from the time I wake up to the time I even go to bed with one of those with those minerals in it. So I guess my last part of this, because I know there's a lot of people on here, is there a specific product, like from what I've kind of read, the L-lysine would be a good one to kind of make sure I have in me. Of my Morgellons supplements that I'm taking, all those should kind of take care of this, because I don't want to go get prescriptions from a doctor, because I'm afraid that's just going to put me back further. And I've already been doing this for, 8 years, 7 years. Feels like 10. But is there a supplement? You said the Lyme package. You think that would all be beneficial to if this were shingles? I mean, I know you can't give advice, but I'm just saying. I want to stay with the products I'm using. The only one I don't have right now is the L-lysine.
I don't know what products you're using. I do not recommend any other products other than ones that we have, because the ones that we have no ingredients, no capsules that can be a problem. I mean, it's rare that somebody sends me a product that is acceptable. There's a lot of research. I mean, if you're not boosting your glutathione, and you have two ways of doing it. The Max 1, which is like $75 for a month's supply. I ran across another one the other day, and I was all excited until I saw the price tag of $120, But boosting glutathione is super important. If you don't do that, I don't think anybody's going to win the fight against Lyme disease. No. Boosting
Richard,
glutathione.
I ran out of that
It's a
glutathione. I got one bottle of that, and I couldn't afford it. I ran out. The difference was night and day. The importance of that glutathione, if anybody on this call is not taking that, find a way to afford it, because that will change your life.
It certainly will. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Now,
of everything I've tried, that's giving me the most relief.
Now, the last part is the garcillin that we have. It's a natural antibiotic. You put those four together, and most people may not even need treatment. It's building health and immune functioning is what those four things do. And many people don't need treatment once they do that. But if you do have treatment, whether it be antibiotics, which, all the research says antibiotics suck, all right? But doctors love antibiotics. And even the people associated with the Holloman Association, even though their research says antibiotics don't work, they shove antibiotics, okay? Figure that out.
That's why I'm trying to treat it using only things from your store, because I know if I go to the doctor, they're going to give me a bunch of scripts that are just going to throw my body into.
Well, have you looked into salt? Have you looked into salt and vitamin C? Have you looked into salt and vitamin C? That's another approach.
I do. I take both of those in liquid form, yeah.
No, but you have to have a certain ratio of salt. You have a certain amount of salt, of a Himalayan red salt per pound, and a certain amount of vitamin C. It's a particular protocol. It's spelled out in my free report.
Okay, I'll look for that.
Okay, thank you. The free report is on our website, bestmorgellonscure.com. You can look at the top. It says books and free reports, so it's there. Okay, anyone else with a question?
Andrea?
Hello?
Yes, I have a question. Hi, Richard. I have a very quick question.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm fine. A quick question regarding organic sulfur. What is the optimal daily intake? How many capsules of organic sulfur?
How many capsules of what?
Organic
sulfur.
Organic sulfur? Do you mean the MSM capsules?
Yeah, correct.
I really don't know. The label tells you, I think you can go up to 5 or 6 a day. I'm just going by memory. It might be higher. So I don't know. That's an update I wanted to do because the organic sulfur is a very important supplement to have. And I've not really written much about it or done a lot of research on it, but I know it's super, super important. But I don't have the answer. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I will try my own homework, so I will find out. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep coming back.
I think there are directions on the container that give suggestions.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they say.
I think it says up to 8 capsules a day. If you have like own experience with that. No, I never did.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else with a question?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to get my scalp clean. I wash my head every day, and I use like peppermint mixed with maybe dish detergent, a little bit of peroxide. And what else could I do to cleanse my scalp?
What's the question about?
She wants to know how to clean her scalp and her hair.
Her scalp. Yeah, we did a segment I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Anna shared how she did it, and we've gotten the Scalp Protocol. It's Do you want to quickly go through it, or should we refer her to?
Well, we went over it earlier. I went over my Scalp Protocol earlier, talking about bathing, and anyone can listen to that again on the call.
Okay, you're talking about what you were talking about, the peppermint, the tree oil, the eucalyptus, and all of that? Yeah. Okay, I got that. Okay, I got that. So I'm going to try that. Okay. All right.
Okay, but it takes months.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, you take the stuff. I mean, the bottom thing, you can take the Super MSM gel, mix in some peppermint oil, mix in some Nature's Gift, mix in some diatomaceous earth, mix in some Claudia's Dream Cream, make a solution, put it all through your hair, put some Vaseline around your scalp or wherever so no organisms can migrate down through and past it into your eyes or into another part of your body. Wet it, make a soup in there, put on a bathing cap so it's going to be not drying out. If you're going out, buy one of those cancer caps that you can put on so that you don't walk around with a bathing cap on. Do this 3 times a day and comb out your hair, get rid of all that stuff. Make your hair as short as you can. The shorter, the quicker the results. And you do it, be aggressive and do it, and keep doing it. And even when you get to the point where you feel nothing happening in your hair, keep doing it. Once a day, keep doing it.
Okay, because I done cut it all off.
Okay. And of course, make sure your pillow is disinfected. Put a vinyl cover perhaps and cover it. Make sure there's nothing getting from your pillow to your head. Your headrest in your automobile is disinfected so that you're not transferring organisms back and forth between the headrest and your scalp.
So number one, you talked about it a little bit. I mean, you know, those of us who have Lyme disease, just two questions. One, you know, are you finding that you have to get the Lyme and, you know, people have Bartonella under control in order for the symptoms to completely go away?
Well, using our basic protocol, if you complete the questionnaire and send it in to me, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just return the email that you received announcing this program and request the questionnaire. I will provide you an education and detailed recommendations. Now, the detailed recommendations start with the Columbula/Lyme pack. That's for Morgellons or just Columbula. And that pack is exactly what I talked about a few moments ago. Multiple vitamins specifically designed for Lyme disease, aka Morgellons in most circles, or today. Minerals, boosting glutathione, a natural antibiotic and antiviral and antiprotozoan, according to Wikipedia, is argarcillin. That's the basic Lyme package. That package may boost your immune function and clear out your cellular structure so that the symptoms kind of just disappear, like they did for me. I'm 99.9% improved from where I was 13 years ago, where it almost killed me. So from my point of view, Lyme disease is nothing, no big deal. Back in the 70s, I was so scared of Lyme disease because I saw a woman die from it, and I was afraid of ever acquiring it. But today, because of what I've learned, it doesn't scare me. And because of the hundreds and hundreds of people who have gotten their lives back, it doesn't scare me. Shouldn't scare you either. And if you need treatment, my report gives you the options. Now again, we're not here to treat, cure, or mitigate. We're here to educate you how to build health and immune functioning. And we can do that. And these supplements are the best there are in the world. I don't recommend trying to mix them with any other supplements or using any supplement as a substitution unless you thoroughly read that label and make sure the ingredients or the other ingredients are compatible with the diet. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you. And my second question is on, I'm on the King Diet. I have been for quite a while. It works well. It hasn't totally stopped all symptoms. Some I have in the nasal cavities. What are you recommending for that?
Well, the nasal cavities, basically, we have a nurse who she's been on and shared her testimonial. She had them in her nose, in her ears, throughout. That is not something that is unknown. And it's something that we deal with quite frequently. And it's basically to saturate a cotton ball or something and put it up your nose, as simple as that is. I saw something advertised, I don't know if it was where it was, but it's this, and I forgot the name of it, but I'm going to look into it. But it feeds a solution in one nostril and brings it through and brings it out another nostril. And in that solution, you could put some nature's gift. It's some kind of machine. Are you familiar with it, Robin? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Neti pot.
No, I don't. Well, yeah, there's neti pot.
No.
There's alkaline.
Yeah, you can use a neti pot, and you can use. We have a mister in our store. You can use that to do essential oils and breathe them in. But and we have ear drops for your ears so that you can do your ears with them, or you can drop in the nature's gift. And but the idea is be aggressive. Just don't do the thing in your nose once and expect that that's going to do it. You've got to probably put the cotton up in your nose and keep it there all night.
I see. Would you dilute the nature's gift?
Oh yes, of course you would dilute it, and it would be a dilution of like 1 to 70 or something like that. 1 part to 70 parts. You can go a little stronger if you want to, but that's up to you.
And you can use colloidal silver also, but you want to do it like every 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
Yes, colloidal silver is good. We have it in the store. It's 12 parts per million, the same as sovereign silver in terms of concentration. You're welcome. Keep coming back. Anyone else with a question?
So I've been taking care of my hair. It's been a major issue. My skin, I've been doing the diet, basically eating hardly nothing, but like maybe eggs and no sugar, everything. So right now, I'm disinfecting my floors. That's what the question is. Okay?
You're what? I'm sorry, what?
I'm disinfecting my wood floors. I have a steamer, the hot steamer. I put borax on the floor. I've also done ammonia. But you know, I see the organism on the floor. They come out of the wood structure with the steam heater. Understand? And then I vacuum them. And then I hear them snap and I see all kinds of things. Am I doing this right? Because it's a lot of work. You understand? A lot of work. I'm out of breath. Do you hear me? Am I still there? Okay. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, I did diatomaceous earth. That's the thing. In the hallway and the outside of my house, the big house, it's 2-story, 1923. And the wood structure, a bunch of, what do you call these slugs come out? You know what? Snails? They look like slugs. You know what they are? Slugs. It should be in the ground, the dirt. It's stuff. It's all kinds of bugs. I just took all the sheets, all the bedding with the bed dust spray, everything you can imagine, sanitation, in the whole house. I did all the surfaces. It's like 2 weeks ago now. And so I'm now doing the floors again, but I'm doing the outside floors of the house because if anybody comes to my house, all they do is track that dirt and filth and bring it back inside, right? But there's all kinds of living organism creatures on the stuff.
You know what I found helped tremendously was Delta dust. It's actually a pesticide.
Yes.
And I
heard about that
it
last
all
week.
around the outside and then also on the inside, and then washed the floors with Richard's enzyme cleaner and rinsed with water after about a week. It helped.
Okay, I heard about the Delta. I didn't write it down, so I don't remember. I have a lot of brain fog issues. I'm very forgetful. How do I find that? Where do I find that? Because I have diatomaceous earth, not the food grade, the grade that goes for the outside, and that's what I've been doing on my floors inside the house and on the surfaces of everything in the whole entire house that I sprayed on. And then I vacuum and I dust it. You understand? That's
right, and the thing about steam cleaning is you have to hold the steam in one place for 5 minutes for it to...
I know, it takes forever. And I guess that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing now. But I know, but that's what I'm doing. But
you can also Swiffer with essential oils. There's a organic pesticide called Eco Raider. And I make a spray bottle, and I add peppermint and clove oil to it, and I spray the floors and then dry Swiffer them. And I do that.
What's it called? What?
Eco, E-C-O, Raider. Eco Raider. It's an organic pesticide made with essential oils, and I add peppermint and clove oil to it. I make a spray bottle. I add that to a spray bottle with clove and peppermint oil. I spray the floors and then
and the other one was called, the one that was called dust something. What was that?
Delta dust. Delta. D-E-L-T-A. Delta dust.
And dust is D-A-S-E? Dust. Oh, with a D. Okay. Okay. And that is what? Powder is natural. Where did I get that?
No, it's not natural. It's a pesticide.
Oh, it's a pesticide. And where did I get that? Like at the Home Depot or at your store? I haven't looked at the store.
DoYourOwnPestControl.com.
Okay. Oh, do your own. It is. Oh my God, do your own. Oh, I'm full of pests. And you know that? In my house, they're in my clothes, they're in my body, I have Morgellons. Know that?
Right.
And Lyme. Yeah, so far. Yep. I don't know why I got the energy. I take the supplements, the vitamins, the diet. I'm skinny as well. I barely eat. I can't find anything to eat but probiotic yogurt. I eat eggs, but I don't know. I don't know what to eat, but I limit to organic any food that I make, nothing processed, right? That I do not. And no, I'm trying to alkaline my body, but I'm also disinfecting the house. I'm trying to do it all in my car because it's just so overwhelming for me that I don't have the strength and the energy to do it all. Get it? My clothes are being washed right across the street at the laundry, and then I have to, I don't know. I also the laundry. I put borax and I put I think it's a Lysol disinfectant, and I also put not a more Oh, I don't know, I forget. Boy, I do everything. I'm so fed up. I've done it all in the bath and my skin. I'm healing, but it's so painful. My skin hurts so much. I went to a dermatologist. They gave me an antifungal shampoo for my hair, and I washed my body with that, and a dog antiviral, anti-everything shampoo. It's the hottest water that my body can stand. And then I do the coconut oil, and I just don't know what else. But I think I'm too weak and too thin, and I need to supplement my body with. What can you say? Because I'm skinny. I can barely eat. I'm so overwhelmed that I'm scared to eat any food that I'm going to have a reaction. You understand? So I was able to eat, a steak. I eat a garlic. I don't enjoy food anymore. I'm scared. I drink water as much as I can, but my family thinks I'm crazy, and I'm not. I was diagnosed delusional at the hospital. They institutionalized. And, I have an infection, and I know it's the Bartonella, and I know it's a Lyme because of my cat and my dog when he bit me. And I know, but they don't do anything. 2 years of antibiotics. My body can only take so much, right? Of the antibiotics, right? So now I don't have antibiotics. So what did I tell you? And the book, your book, Richard, I went to the hospital at the psychiatric ward, and one of the nurses was so curious, she kept it. When I was released, she kept the book, and then returned it, so I don't have it. I need another one. I know, I need it back. I don't have no money to buy one, so if you can give me a free one, that'll be great. He took it. In the hospital, they said I was crazy, and yet they said that I was super intelligent. When I kept telling them about the organisms, the springtails, all of that, because I feel like I have them all. But if I go to the hospital, they label me and they give me psychosis drugs to make me forget. And I sleep for 16 hours and I wake up in a drug-induced state. I don't even know if I'm coming or going. Do you understand? So I know that I'm not crazy. I see them. I film them. I have it. The symptoms. They're in my house. They're in my skin. They're in my hair. So I lost your book. I want it back. I have no money. I have no job. I applied for disability. I haven't worked in 2 years since the pandemic because of all this that's happened to me. It's been that bad for me, that bad, okay? I was hospitalized. My dog bit my thumb. Somehow I got a viral infection in my blood, and they don't want to tell me what it is in the hospital. You understand? And so I have no money. So I need your book. How can we do this? Huh?
Thank you for calling in. Thank you so much for sharing. And
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Who's next, Chris?
That's me, Denise here.
Yes, hello.
Okay.
Yes.
My questions have been answered through some of the other questions, so I appreciate that, and I want to say thank you for being here for encouragement. I've had a few really rough weeks, really struggling, and it's good to hear positive things. So thank you for being there. That's all.
Well, thank you for coming. We are here to support you and support you in getting your life back. Keep coming back. It works. Robin, this is the main vehicle that you utilize to get your life back, right?
Yep.
Yep. And look at her. She's a coach. She's a co-host already. So miracles happen.
That's right.
And we're looking for more coaches. Anybody who has made progress. You don't have to have your life back to the point where I have mine back and Robin has hers back, but that you've progressed along the way, that you can be supportive to somebody who is new and struggling and making mistakes. We welcome you to help us out and volunteer to be a coach.